Good evening, guys, and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. So I will have a jewel haul for you guys tomorrow. That is because today we were very busy. And today Jack has school on Sundays, actually, like college class on Sundays, which is weird. Like, I guess it's not super weird, like for people that obviously like work during the week or something like that, like they can still have access to college classes like on the weekends and stuff like that. It's just kind of weird that like without requesting it, like Jack ended up with a class that day. But he does have a pretty full schedule. Like I think he actually has class almost every other day. I think it's 4 days a week. And I want to say Sunday and Monday he has class, and then I think Wednesday and Friday also. So like I said, I think he has 4 classes. But the thing was too is that his first classes he just had on Monday and Wednesday, and then like a few weeks in he ended up having it on Friday, I think, and then like a week after that he had Sunday. And I think they all end around the same time, but a few of the classes were like longer or something like that. You know, like the weeks that they had class like was longer for the semester or whatever. So anyways, though, he won't be here tomorrow mostly, so a lot of the stuff that we needed, especially his help with, like moving the stuff out of the laundry room because we're getting the floors redone, and we're also getting the rooms repainted. So we are getting the laundry room painted. Laundry room, the hallway, and the kitchen are being repainted. The living room is not. My mom originally was gonna have them paint the living room, but we're probably waiting on painting the living room because my parents, well, my mom didn't really make a complete decision of exactly what she wanted to do. Like, we also have different plans for the living room, but like we haven't, my mom hasn't come up with like the color either yet, so we're kind of waiting on that, and like we can kind of do that ourselves too. The living room honestly isn't all that difficult to paint. We painted it over, I think honestly the last time we painted the house originally when we first moved in. We had like a friend from church had like a professional painting company, and he painted the whole, I think like the whole downstairs minus like the bedrooms. So, and then we painted like the upstairs. But the bedrooms, I think my parents painted this room, and that was the same color that was on these walls before I just repainted them, that like hunter green color kind of, which just made this room so dark. I am so happy we went with the brighter color in here. But it was that like really dark green color. And then again too, when we moved in, the one room was like a nursery kind of room, and it had these like this bare wallpaper, which was my old bedroom. And then my parents ended up repainting it to like a rainforest theme when me and Matthew were little because we shared a room. And then my mom did repaint because it was just white in like the, what we have is the sunroom right now. That room was, do you see Charlie over here? Also, I have to share with you guys something that the dogs happened to the dogs today. But let me go back to the other story though real quick. The sunroom, that was white, then my parents painted it like with this like border trim stuff. Well, not painted it, they painted it to match the border trim that they had, like a yellow and blue kind of color, but it was like this blue denim kind of, like the texture too was like this like weird, like I don't know, it was like, I just know that like again too, if you like run your hand against the wall, it's like soft like normal paint, like smooth texture, right? This stuff was like textured paint and was so scratchy. Like sometimes again too, like if you turned and like kind of like again too, like your hand scraped against it, you would end up with like a road burn on your hand. Like that was literally what it was like. I hated that. But we ended up like again too, we repainted that white when it was my mom's office, and then just repainted it blue now for the sunroom. So anyways though, the downstairs though, my mom also painted the laundry room, which was white. Then we painted it brown, but it wasn't just brown. My mom painted it white, and then she feather dusted brown on there because it's a laundry room and it's kind of a dirty mud room kind of space anyway. She wanted something that wasn't going to show a lot of dirt. So with it, you can't really tell like if the walls are dirty or anything like that, because it just has this like feather duster. Like she literally took a feather duster and then just dipped it in this brown paint and then sort of went over the walls. And again too, it's kind of funky looking, but like for a laundry room, again too, I think it does what it's supposed to, because you don't feel like the room is dirty when you're in there. Like it, you know, again too, if it was white, you would definitely see every little speck of dirt on the wall, because again too, it gets dirty in there because it's a laundry room. And like I said, it's like kind of like a mud room, like the side doors there, the slap tubs there, like, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it just like it works well for the space. But the downstairs, the kitchen, again too, was that yellow up until we just recently repainted it. Like, well, I say recently, it was 5 years ago when we were in lockdown. We painted it white, and then we painted the cabinets blue. And then in the kitchen, though, when I was in 6th grade, spring break, we painted the living room a gray color. It was originally also the same yellow that the whole like kind of rest of the living room, kitchen, hallway space was. But my parents ended up painting it like a very, very light gray. It almost, in certain certain lighting, it almost kind of looks like a very light purple also kind of color. But anyway, so the plan is, I think, to repaint it, but we might not get to that right away. And we're not having anybody do it right now. But they are redoing all of the floors too. They're putting down new vinyl flooring. And so the laundry room is going to be painted and new floors, and then the kitchen and hallway also. The living room is just getting new floors, but they're painting first. So everything in the laundry room, like everything, every shelving unit, all the stuff that is up on the walls, everything had to come down, except for the there's cabinets in there. We didn't bother taking those down, like those are staying there. But like everything else, like again too, there was like a shelving thing, there was like wire, you know, like garment rack thingy, you know, that's like hanging up. That was all taken down, like so that they can paint in there. So again, like I said, they ended up, you know, we spent all day today pretty much doing the laundry room because we knew that was going to be the biggest thing. And then we again too kind of got like the stuff off of like the hallway, which didn't have a lot. In like the kitchen, there was like a few pictures and stuff like that. So we took like that stuff down. So, other than that, everything got moved and everything got put in boxes. Like the laundry room had the most amount of stuff. We also are renting like a pod unit to temporarily, because again too, they're doing the floors in all the rooms, but they're doing that after they paint. So right now we can leave the stuff in the living room, or at least some of the stuff in the living room. Although when the pod comes on Monday, they're starting on Monday, but the pod's coming Monday also. And, but they're just doing the painting. So like I said, we just needed the stuff out of those rooms, which isn't the living room. So when they come on Monday, then we're going to move all the stuff into like the pod, and even the stuff from the living room too, because they'll be doing the floors. So we have like just chaos. It's just chaos in the house right now, guys. Like I said, absolute chaos. And like the entire laundry room, like again to our storage stuff, you know, like everything that we have in there, you know, like there's just stuff that like you store stuff in the laundry room a lot of times. Like we have like our extra like crock pots and like, you know, extra like appliance things, like small appliances and stuff like that, like get stored in the laundry room. And like I said too, like our laundry detergent, and we have like food storage stuff in there too. It's like everything has to come out of there. It's kind of crazy. So everything is in the living room in boxes, and then all that stuff is going out into the pod that's coming on Monday. So like I said, it's a little crazy. The other thing we had today too, we had like a company that was coming over today, and they were doing something in the backyard. And I'd seen when they left, it looked like the gate was closed from upstairs. Well, fast forward way later, my parents went out somewhere, they came back. They ended up letting the dogs out, but they let the dog out and then like walked away. Apparently the gate was not closed, or at least not closed properly, and was like open. All three of the dogs got out, but thank goodness, because like originally I was like, oh, I know that somebody had been there. So when again too, my mom went to go take the dogs out, she didn't even like really look or like notice that the gate was open. And so I was like sitting in my room, because somebody was like, oh, the dogs need to go out, and like Jack was busy. Normally he always takes the dogs out, but since he was doing something, like my mom went to go and take them out. And I was like, don't forget to check to make sure the gate's closed. Like I probably yelled it like 3 times from my room, but nobody heard me. So I get up, I like went, I was sitting at my desk, I got up, I went, and I was like, did you guys check to make sure that the gate was closed? All of a sudden my dad's like, oh my gosh, the gate's not closed. He freaks out. He goes running into the yard. I go running into the yard too. I had no shoes on. Like I just went fully running into the yard, and I was like, I need to put shoes on. Well, all 3 of the dogs, like I said, had gotten out. Thankfully, because I think I caught it early enough. They didn't even leave the driveway, honestly. They didn't even leave our property. Like, they were still right in our, like, just barely outside the gate, probably. But yeah, Charlie and Bravo had taken off into the driveway. My dad said that he called them and they both came tearing in. Like, I think that they were excited because it was around dinner time, so they knew that they were going to be eating dinner. So I think that's why they were so willing to come in. Like, had I already fed them and then they would have went outside, they probably wouldn't have come in, like, when we called them, because sometimes they'll do that just to be stubborn, like when they're in the backyard. But because they knew it was time to eat, like, they immediately just darted right back inside. But then Bliss, who's 14 years old, she is hard of hearing, and like, you know, again too, my dad's like still calling her. My mom ran out like the front door, my dad ran out the back. And I kind of followed my dad too, and then like immediately though, like as soon as he made it out into the yard, like he, you know, like darted kind of towards the gate and called them, and they just immediately came running. And he's like, it's okay, the puppies are here. And I was like, where's Bliss, where's Bliss? And then like I run back inside to like make sure that both those dogs didn't run back out the house. And then like, because I knew my mom went through the front door, so I didn't want her to, like, I thought she had the front door open, so I didn't want her running through the, like, them back out the house and going through the front door. So I quick corralled them into the kitchen so that I knew they couldn't get out, or like her come back inside and then like not realize that they were in the house and then accidentally also let them out again. So like, and my dad's like trying to like look for the dogs, you know, going backwards, and then she went forwards. And so that's why, like, Charlie is listening to this, like, this is the first time he's heard this story. He's like, that's what happened today? I don't remember that. Yeah, what was it that you were gonna say? Did you guys see he opened his mouth like he was gonna talk? He's looking at me like, I can't believe you would, you know, trash my good name like that, saying that I ran away. I'm a good dog. I came right back when you called me. But Bliss, so my dad is like looking around for her and like trying to call her, but again, she's hard of hearing, so like she wouldn't really realize that we were calling her. So he like stops for a couple seconds calling her, and he hears this rustling. She was like right next to the garbage cans, probably trying to get some trash. And like then he, like, you know, and I honestly, once we got both the puppies, because I was freaked out because I was like, they're runners, I know that they will dart out and like go wherever, you know, and just start darting away. Thankfully they both stayed together, which I thought was pretty interesting. Because I kind of thought they were gonna like split off and go in different directions, but they were both, my dad said like when he found them, they were both together. So I was like, that's kind of cute. Like they stayed together. They're like, we're taking on this big world, we're doing it together kind of thing. But Bliss, apparently she had kind of gone off her own way and followed the scent of the garbage and was investigating that. But once we got the puppies in, I was a little less nervous because I knew, again, Bliss is 14 years old. And although she can still get around and she'll still run around in the backyard, I didn't have quite as much of a fear that it was going to be difficult to find her, because she's also a big dog too, and I figured she wasn't getting very far, especially in that short amount of time. Like I figured the puppies, they would have just taken off and like been down the block already. But again too, she was just hung out by the garbage cans, and my dad like heard her like in the bushes, kind of like next to the garbage can, like trying to get into something. And so we found her after that and then guided her back into the house because she really probably didn't hear anybody yelling for her. So everything was okay, but again too, it was, you know, like, it's just kind of scary. Like so far with the little dogs, since we've had them, knock on wood, that has only happened to Bravo one time. He ran out the front door, and ever since then I don't think they've ever like gotten out of the fenced in area, like, you know, just like they've never gotten out of the fenced in area, but they've also really never gotten out of the yard, like because the gate was open or something like that. So like I said, thankfully we got them back, and they came right back in, and you know, like I said, were you know, didn't go very far or anything like that. But you know, that is kind of scary. Like my heart stopped for a second because I was just like, oh my gosh, they're gone. Like, you know, and it was dark and it was late at night and it was like already dark out, and I was like, all 3 of them are black dogs. Like, we're not gonna see them. And like, nobody, you know, again, too, if somebody's driving down the street and they go run out into the street, nobody's gonna see them. So that was, you know, it was terrifying for a split second, but thankfully, like, immediately, like I said, once my dad like just stepped around the corner, he called them and saw them, and they came running back. So they didn't make it very far, which I guess is pretty good. So thankfully, Charlie and Bravo's little adventure. Charlie, did you take a little adventure? He is so mad at me. Like, he's wide awake, but he refuses to like look back up at me. He's like, I know that you are just, you're talking smack about me right now, Kayla. So anyways though, I'm going to take a shower and get to bed. It's been a long and pretty exhausting day. Oh, now you're gonna listen. Anyways, it's been a pretty long and exhausting day, both I guess a little bit mentally and almost losing the dogs, and then also physically just doing all the laundry room things and stuff like that. But I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give the gold thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see y'all very soon, shiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.